guys, so thought video for the week, and that is that grace goes a long way. We live in a world where grace really isn't supported, where we have to be our best at all times, where there's very much a veil over all of our lives as to what's really happening. We live in this fast-paced Facebook world with pretty pictures and, incredible photography sessions and lots of money claims and lots of life is beautiful claims and a whole lot of posting and sharing the perfect side of things. And so the reality is that this isn't reality, right? Even in my own life, I made a vow not to post negativity on Facebook. And I made this vow not to be fake, but I made this vow because I personally believe that there is a message in every single mess. And so it's not that I don't talk about the dark or the nitty-gritty or the really bad shit that's happening. It's that I always focus on pulling strength out of that or growth from that. And so that's something that I've taken a shift to do differently. But I'm one that does the same. You see the pictures of my kids and I doing crafts together, doing their anxiety sessions together, doing our happy dances in the morning and our affirmations in the day, right? These are the photos that I post. You see the family vacations and the snow days. You see the one-liners that explain beauty. You see all of this even in my own Facebook. You don't see me screaming at the kids because I've lost my mind that day. You don't see the 3 days that week or that month that I didn't get the affirmations done because I was too stressed out. You don't see the sink full of dishes that I have because I just couldn't do it this week. You don't see the fact that I need to do 2 loads of laundry. You don't see the fact that in order to take that family picture that's perfect and polished, there was like 400 retakes and fixing of the hair, and would you just shut up and smile? There's all of that goes behind the scenes in every last one of our lives, right? And I'll be one to actually say that I think I do a pretty good job, that because of my mental health, I stay extremely structured and extremely focused. And I think I do a good job. I stay on top of the laundry and I stay on top of the dishes and I stay on top of intentionally spending time with my kids. And I do fairly well for myself. I would consider myself someone who is very proud of the way that I parent, have a home, raise, yada, 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 all of that. But even in the fact that I believe myself to really have a good portion of this down, so to speak, and that's not out of pride, truly. The only reason that I am this structured is because of how bad I've let it get, because of how much shame I've had to release on the way that I was doing things. And so now I stay very focused on doing things differently. That's not the point. Even in the fact that I truly believe that I have a really good handle on things most of the time, there are still the behind the scenes that you're not seeing. The fact that instead of cuddling at midnight, I'm writing at midnight. The fact that instead of waking my kids up that extra 15 minutes early and kindly having a soft morning as we head out for school, We're rushing out right on time, frustrated because the gloves aren't in the basket where the gloves are supposed to be. There's so much behind the scenes stuff that we don't see because we live in this world of pretty little pictures, right? And so with this, in the big grand scheme of things, grace goes a long way. Because you aren't perfect. And neither is she. And neither is he. The life that you see, the life that you're exposed to, the life that you think others are living, the life that you are comparing yourself to isn't real. Not totally. All of those people, myself included, we have a behind the scenes reel. We have the 40 takes that we deleted before we posted the one that was right? And so you do too, right? We all have this. And so when it comes to living life, when it comes to interacting with others, when it comes to judging others, when it comes to posting opinions and sharing all of these things, grace goes a long way because we don't know another's reality, just like they don't know our reality, right? Okay? The other side of this. So grace goes a long way when it comes to judging others. Grace goes a long way when it comes to judging yourself. In the crazy world of mom life, this, that, all of that. In the crazy world of work and business and life and rush. In the crazy world of everything that we are doing. In self-help and structure and working out and fitness and eating right. Grace goes a long way. Because we are judging ourselves off of the reality that we think they're at, instead of looking at the reality that we are at and the improvements that we've made along the way. And so 2 points there is that grace goes a long way when we're looking at judgment on others because we don't know the reality. And grace goes a long way when we're judging ourselves because we don't expose the reality. Now, in a deeper context, taking it into my real focus, grace goes a long way when it comes to mental health. If you are so hard on yourself that you cannot see your improvements, you won't improve. If you are stuck living in a cycle of shame because you are not allowing yourself grace and that natural daily reprieve or renewal that comes with each and every morning, you are going to be continuously stuck. Mental health is hard. Whether you're dealing with depression or anxiety on a daily basis, whether you're dealing with a personality disorder or a mood disorder, or whether you're dealing with a full-on psychotic disorder, mental illness is hard. Whether it affects you every day or every month, whether the things surround you 100% of the time, the reality is that this is affecting your life, and it is hard. And grace goes a long way. Because again, you are comparing yourself to what they look like, to what the world says you should be, to what you think you have to be. Instead of looking at your growth, instead of seeing the major improvements that you've done, instead of just being still for a moment and recognizing that you're alive. But a day at a time, whether you're suffering or thriving, you're still beating this because you're still here. And so in the terms of mental health, give yourself grace. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Don't allow yourself to feed into your own bullshit excuses, but allow yourself to be a human being with real feelings and real emotions and real crises and real struggles. Allow yourself to step away from the comparison of their outsides to your insides, and give yourself grace based off of where you are at and where you could be. Grant yourself grace through the process that is unfolding within you and through the monumental shifts that you've made thus far. Grace goes a long way, folks. And we don't have to be perfect. And we don't have to show up pretty. We don't have to have the makeup done and the kids' hair perfectly combed. And we don't always have to feel our best. If we're holding ourselves to a standard that everything can be fixed because I worked on it, because it needs to be fixed, we're never going to allow ourselves to truly feel the gracious gift that is the unbecoming, that is the evolution. And so in this context, please, I urge you to let go a little bit, to release the chains, the expectations, the ideas that you have on your own mind, and give yourself grace for showing up today as you, for listening to this video, for having your makeup on or your hair done, or for just being alive today. Highlight those beautiful points in yourself and continuously stay in a great state of grace so that you can continually be reminded of the gratitude that you have in this moment. Grace goes a long way, guys. Whether we're judging others or we're judging ourselves, whether we're dealing with a Facebook comparison trap or we're dealing with our soul's most innermost demons, grace goes a long way. Start giving it to yourself. Start giving it to others. Start feeling its power for yourself.